Hello everybody, welcome back. It is me, your old pal Orpheus, with another adventure here on Orpheus Plays. We're playing Blade and Sorcery today, the Nomad version. Yes, that's right, the Quest 2 port. An awesome version of it, I must say, smooth and beautiful. Anyway, hope you're doing well wherever you are today, whether it's day or night, or you decided to go get a full back tattoo that's the actual same size and shape and color of your back, so no one can tell except for you. Anyway, hi, how you doing? So today, if you might not have been able to tell, I want to tell you a story about tattoos. I got a tattoo. Wow, we'll get to that in a second. So, we are in survival mode here in the arena, and I've chosen the arena because this is, of course, one of the places I tell my tales of pain, the kind of thing where I tell you about stupid things I've done, a video called How Not to Do First Aid. We'll put that one right up here. That's a good one. How Not to Do First Aid Part 2, I think, is another one that I have. Anyway, you'll hear about all those as you go and watch the videos. But, so today we're going to choose one of three weapons. People come out, I make people regret coming out with one of them, and we go from there. Let's try that right there. What is this thing? A Nadziak. Okay, hit them in the nads with this thing. Gotcha. Instructions taken, so here we go. Our first traditional slow motion kill of the day. Yes, come here. Arnold wants to kill you with this hammer type thing. Can I grab it this way? Base the bow. Let's try another one just for fun. Oh, damn, dude, this thing's nasty. Oh, well, now that we got those out of the way, so I want to tell you a story about tattoos. And this is funny because when I was growing up, tattoos were kind of a thing, but they were kind of like at the same time like the bikers and sailors and stuff sort of thing. They weren't that, I'm not that old. Come on, give me a break. But there we go. Wow. Oh, gross. So I got tattoos, and one of them that I got was a Black Widow spider on my forearm. Now, it was right here, okay? I say was, we'll get to that in just a minute. Now, I had that one. I have a second one that's on... Jesus, man. I have a second one that's on my shoulder up here, and then I have another one that's on my back of my shoulder, okay? So, the one on my back is a yin-yang made out of a sun and a moon. That one was put on me by a guy who was on heroin at the time that he did it. He ground that thing in so hard. The colors have faded, but man, does the outline still look good. Anyway, so the one that I had in my forearm, it was always visible when I'm wearing a t-shirt or a polo shirt or whatever. And my mother, oh my God, it was essentially the end of the world for her when I was like, I got this thing because, oh my God, you'll never get a job. No one will ever hire you. Oh, they're going to think that you're trash. Now, before you're wondering if the Black Widow spider is a symbol of something in my life, like, I don't know, like I was in the Special Forces or, known as the Widowmaker because I was some elite sniper or some shit like that. No, don't worry. It's nothing like that. It was a very dumb reason that I will cover in another video in more depth. Now, that one, anyway. So it always kind of bugged me because that's not me at all. I hate spiders. Like, I am afraid of spiders. I have arachnophobia, and not to be confused with arachibutyrophobia, which is the fear of getting peanut butter stuck to the roof of your mouth. maybe the subtitles will have come up with that. And arachibutyrophobia. Let's see. Did it say it? I don't know. I'm not watching them as I play. Anyway, so yeah, I hate spiders, and so this thing was always just totally not me. What do we got going on here? A kunai satchel. Ooh, we'll do some little throwing knives that I'm going to be terrible at. So this was always there on my forearm. My mom would make me cover it up with Band-Aids whenever we would have some sort of thing going on. Yeah, you like that? How about one of those? Take another one. Hello. One for you and one for you. For you. I've gotten a little better at throwing. Hi. But, so she would make me cover up with, like, Band-Aids and stuff. It was horribly, oh no. It was embarrassing, not because I was embarrassed about it, but because my mom was always like, oh, we're so sorry he's got a tattoo. He made a big mistake in his life. Like, okay, bro. So anyway, My wife Hannah and I had talked about for her getting a tattoo for her for years, right? But we never really got around to it. It was either like, you know, you're growing up in your life and you don't have money necessarily, or you don't have the situation where you can get it done, or whatever it is. There's 1,000 different reasons, right? Ooh, all right. And so we finally, I pin her down, and I'm not pin her down literally. We get pinned down on a date, right? She went and got her ears pierced by a guy, and she was like, oh, he also does tattoos. And so she set up this appointment, you know, like, oh, here's the tattoo that I want. And she likes music a lot, so she decided to get a music tattoo around her ankle. Well, so she sets up this appointment. We go in for her tattoo, right? And I'm like, you know, hey, dude, I also want to get one that's on my forearm. I said, I want to cover up a tattoo that I have right now. And I showed it to him. He said, yeah, no problem. So we start getting ready for my wife's tattoo. Now, this place that we went to was suggested by a friend of mine who was like, you know, he's covered in tattoos, and they're like awesome tattoos. This guy's known in town for like his tattoos and how cool he is. By the way, if you're watching, I'm gonna call you Bob. You know who you are. Anyway, hi Bob. But so Bob suggested to us that we went to this guy. And it wasn't like, you know, I don't hold Bob responsible personally for what I'm about to tell you. But anyway, so we go there, and this tattoo artist is finishing up with another couple. And, you know, we're small talking away. And he goes, oh, okay, well, let's see, that one wasn't too much of a pain in the ass. I'll say 120 for that one. And this was to the other couple. So my wife and I are kind of thinking, like, we look at each other with a little bit of a Turns out we were both thinking the same thing, which was, so he, like, decides afterwards how much he's going to charge you for it? I don't know about that. So, he's like, okay, well, you know, I'm all done with this couple. Let me go grab a smoke real quick. And he's like, I'm gonna grab something to eat. I'm getting a lot better with these. And he says, I'll come back in. It'll be about 10 minutes, and we'll start up. No, don't you grab that. That's mine. How dare you? Hi. He says, we'll start up in about 10 minutes or so. It'll be awesome. It shouldn't take more than a couple hours. He's like, okay. So my wife and I are sitting there, and we're so excited. We're like, geez, she's finally going to get a tattoo, right? Now, I've had them before, obviously, so I kind of know what's coming. You know, I know that it's never a pleasant experience most of the time, right? So let me stop and just answer a question that some of you might have if you don't have a tattoo, and that is, does it hurt? Yes. It's going to hurt no matter what, okay? And people tell you, oh, it's like a bee sting, or oh, it's like a cat scratching you, or oh, whatever, right? Okay. Well, does a bee sting go on for an hour? All right, or 2 hours or whatever? No, not usually. So there's that to consider, right? So it's kind of like a bee sting that goes on for 2 hours, but there's no real way to explain it other than it feels like a bunch of needles being stuck into your skin for an hour to 3 or 4 or whatever you're doing, right? So, you know, yes, it hurts, okay? So that's the first thing to consider. The second thing to consider is it's going to hurt through the duration of it, okay? People say it numbs out after a while. Not really, because they're always moving on most of them, unless you're getting a real tight one with a lot of detail, right? So, okay. So let's go back to our story. We're sitting there and we're just kind of chatting, and it was nice to have a chance to sit down. My wife and I are best friends, so when we get a chance to sit down and talk to each other, it's really neat. And so we were doing that, you know, having fun, just telling jokes and just kind of hanging out. And I start looking around this guy's tattoo studio, and he's like, if you don't know what I hope I'm pronouncing it right, yandere. It's Japanese manga that's like focused heavily on violence, and it's some pretty bad stuff sometimes. But he had a bunch of his work on the walls because, like, apparently this guy toured and went to like anime conventions and stuff. What do I have with me? Ooh, okay. Cosmic katana for the win. Hi, I missed completely. Oh, take that. One for you. Nope, I missed. Anyway, so this was, he had his work all over the walls, and I was looking, and I'm like, this guy has a lot of, like, oh, screw it, get this thing out of here. This guy's got a lot of yandere stuff on his wall. It's like work that he's done. It's all like a little gross and disturbing. Like some of it is just like, oh my god, I would never do that. I'm gonna show you that in a second, by the way. It's my dubstep lightsaber. Ooh yeah, babe. So we're waiting, and it's been 10 minutes, and it's been 20 minutes, and it's been a half an hour, and we're like, what the hell, right? It's been a little too long. Like, what, did he go somewhere for lunch or for dinner or something? Because we were like the last, what the hell? Turned into a Smurf blade. Smurf blade? Like, it's not enchanted, it's just blue. Oh, now it's, what? Anyway, so we're looking, and you know, and it's like, something must have happened, right? So as we're talking, we look out the front, right? So we're sitting in this place, and you can look out the front. There's like a narrow kind of thing going on. And we look out the front, and the glass doors and the glass like the front window. And we see this car pull up. It's like, you know, you can tell that it's a cop car, right? And an undercover one. You can totally tell because, I mean, it's black and all that stuff. Very, very official and very clean, you know? You know, like, there we go. How cop cars are very clean. And as we're sitting there, two sheriff's deputies get out of the car. And they're eyeing us a little bit. You know, they're kind of like staring at us, and they're kind of talking to each other. And I'm going, what is going on here, right? Because, you know, I've had run-ins with the cops in my life, so suddenly I'm like, what, did I do something? Did I do something weird? Are they here for me for some reason, right? You know, like, something I did like 30 years ago. They finally found me. Oh, no. So, you know, they're looking at us, and we're looking at them. And so they look, and they turn, and they open the back door of the SUV there, the car. And out comes the tattoo artist in cuffs. He's got handcuffs in front of him, and he starts walking into the place. And he's got the two cops behind him. And he walks up, and he's like, hey, guys, I'm going to have to cancel tonight. He's like, I was out back having a smoke, and he says, you know, these guys pulled up, and you know, one of the sheriffs turns to me and says, you know, it's no big deal. It's just a little unpaid, you know, traffic thing. He's got a warrant, you know, he'll bond out and be back, you know, tomorrow morning. No problem at all. And the owner goes, yeah, I'll give you a call as soon as I'm out in the morning. No big deal. We'll get this rescheduled. And I go, you know, hey, no big deal. What is going on with this? Okay, I want your sword instead. So I'm like, yeah, no big deal at all, dude. You know, I've had my run-ins. I said, you know, no one's perfect. And then I said the real weird autistic version of what I was trying to say, which is, yes, I have autism. Which is, yep, nobody's perfect, even us. Like, ooh, like referring to my wife and I, and I'm like, what did I just say that for in front of a cop? Whatever. Anyway, so they take him away. Yeah, they're nice enough to let me, you know, lock up the shop and everything. And he's like, yeah, so I'll call you in the morning once I bond out. Now, you know, the morning came and he never called. And then like 2 more days go by, same thing. No phone call, no nothing. We go by the store, there's a little sign out front that says, you know, closed until further notice. And I'm like, what the hell happened? So newsman mode, used to be a news guy, so that kicked in, and I went onto some websites and some searches, and that sword really wants to kill. It's like, let me out. And so I go on some websites for, you know, arrests and the police blotter, and I find him on there, and it's like, well, he's still in jail. I don't know what happened. Well, turns out, now this is all allegedly. I don't have firsthand knowledge. It's not like I'm in on the cops or anything, but so allegedly he had something else on him when they took him in. Okay. Now, maybe it was just bad luck that they found him behind his own shop when he was, you know, getting ready to do a tattoo. Maybe the cops were going to check on, you know, the place of business that he had, and they found him. Who knows? But what apparently happened is, so he had something when they took him to the jail and did the search and everything, and so he had to stay in. And apparently, he's probably still in there from what I saw. Are you really dueling with me here in the way? Let's see if I can get you both. Same sword. Yep, there we go. And so, find out, still in jail. So we schedule another place, and it's a really nice place in town. It's real clean, it's real decent. Not that the other place wasn't, it's just this one was like more of a mainstream shop, a bunch of tattoo artists. This is a needle, by the way. This is gonna hurt somebody real bad. We're gonna put this in your eye. Oh no, oh god. Or just right in your head. That works too. Hi, yeah, right in your face too. Oh, zombie style. So, we go and get this other tattoo done. My wife, again, never had a tattoo, so we get into this place, and it turns out we knew the tattoo artist who did this. And so she's real excited. We go in there, she gets down on the table, on the little chair there, and this tattoo artist is going. My wife's making all sorts of wincing faces. It's cute because it's like, the one that she got... Look, like I said before, all tattoos hurt, right? Every single one hurts, and so some places hurts a little worse, some places a little less. And it was so cute to see the faces she was making. Oh no. Oh no. Oh jeez. Oh, you get some lightning in the brain. There's a little ECT for you, a little electroshock therapy. Oh. Anyway, so... they start doing hers. She's making all sorts of wincing faces and everything. And she finishes up with hers, and I'm like, okay, well, it's time for mine now. Now, they take these pieces of paper, like if you've ever had a tattoo done or you're a tattoo artist and you're watching, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's this, like, transfer paper, right? It's paper that has... Come here. I need your staff. It's paper that has... like blue ink on it. They moisten it, they put it where they're going to put the tattoo, and then they peel it away, and it's their template. But it also lets you see where and what it's going to look like, roughly. Okay? So they put it on my wife for hers, and it was like, that looks really cool, yes. And then they put it on for mine, and this gal had done a little research beforehand. So I'm a big Doctor Who fan, if you didn't realize it from watching some of my videos. If you come to my house and you come to the kitchen to start and walk through into the house, there's at least 14, and yes, I said 14 TARDISes just in the kitchen alone. All right, so if you also watch my community feed, you would have seen the tattoo early on. It is a TARDIS. It is a police box on my forearm right here, and it's covering up the Black Widow spider, which I'm so happy with. Now, I'm not going to be able to post a picture of the tattoo beforehand, so, at least not for a while, because, ooh, nice shot, Orpheus, because I didn't take any real pictures of it beforehand. It's the stupidest thing. I never really took a picture of, like, just the tattoo, which is odd. Is this still a death wand? Nope. It is if I do that, though. Okay. So, she puts this transfer paper thing on me, right? And it's like to show, what it's going to look like. And it is like, no joke, it's like how long? Half of my forearm long, right? She's like, here's the idea that I have. It'll have plenty of room to cover up things. And I look at it, and it's like, that is gigantic. I look at my wife, and I'm like, yeah, why not? So, again, if you've ever had a tattoo done, you're about to know exactly what I'm talking about. And this is a two-man saw. Why not? Whatever. Two-hand electro saw. Nice. It's like something out of Cyberpunk. Anyway, so, if you've ever had a tattoo, you know what I'm about to say. The outline is sometimes the worst possible part of the tattoo because it's really heavy. It's heavily done. It's the outline, so you never really get a chance to settle in, right? And so it's pain the whole time. I mean, pain the whole time, and especially bad on your forearm because the more nerve endings you have somewhere, the worse it's going to be. Okay. And so she starts up and she starts, buzzing away with her pen, and it was the coolest thing. The last time I got a tattoo done 30 years ago, oh God, 30 years ago, a tattoo gun was what you thought of as a tattoo gun, what you normally think of, right? It's like a thing that goes bzzz, that's attached to a couple of cords that come out, and it looks like it's got a little box attached to a needle thing that they hold like a pencil, right? Okay. Well, this thing was like this little battery-powered thing that was really cool looking. Like, I'd never seen something like this, but, you know, technology, yo. Anyway, so she starts going. Okay. Well, if you didn't know this, I mentioned this in a lot of my videos. I have brain damage. I have a couple of traumatic brain injuries, and I have a whole bunch of other stuff that goes on with that. I hear music 24/7. I've got a bunch of complications from that go on, including the autism and all that stuff. Okay. So the odd part about this was, as I'm getting the tattoo, it starts with pain here, but then I start feeling the pain in other places, right? I'll start feeling it in the top of my head, like, so let me point to some of the places that I would feel it. Come here, I need you for science! Science! No, come here. Come here. And you stop that. I'm done with you. Done with you. Anyway, so she would start buzzing away, and I would feel it, like, back here. Like, I would feel the pain in my head back there. Or I would behind my knee, or it would creep up my arm or buzz in my shoulder. Like, the pain wasn't really there the whole time. It would start there, and then it would start blasting around somewhere else. It was so weird. And I'm guessing, all right, all you guys are going to take a ride. You're going to take a ride. But I didn't expect this. You know, the last time I had my tattoos, it was really close to when I'd had that brain damage. It didn't really have, at least the second part. I'd had a car accident when I was 17, and so the first tattoos I got were just shortly after that, and it completely felt different. It was the pain where it was supposed to be, but this was like, I'd be sitting there, and all of a sudden I'd feel pain behind my eyes, buzzing exactly with that, and like, freakiest freaking 2 hours of my life. Anyway, I'm gonna post a picture of it right there. Yeah, see? That's it right there. That's my TARDIS. I now carry around my TARDIS everywhere I go. Yes, I'm that guy that has the tattoo. But yeah, that's the story of our tattoos. My wife has some gorgeous music notes and a treble clef and a bass clef together that form a heart, and some music notes that she can actually play on one of her instruments. She can look down and like play it off of her ankle, which is cool. And for me, I got that TARDIS. Anyway, what are some experiences you've had with some tattoos? Let me know below. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that YouTube stuff, and we will see you in the next one. Do good, be good, and continue to do good. Treat yourself well, too, because you know what? You deserve it. We'll see you next time here on Orpheus Plays. Bye!